Hi everyone, myself Dr. P. Soumya, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Chemistry, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. In this session, I'm going to discuss about restoration of lakes. So in this session, I'm going to discuss about the introduction about lakes, what are the functions of lakes, what are the causes of lakes, restoration, necessity of lake restoration and methods of lake restoration. So in introduction about lake, so a lake it is usually defined as a body of water large enough to have at least one wind swept beach. So here a lake it is defined as a body of water. So that is large enough to have at least one wind swept beach. So a lake it is too deep for rooted plants to grow except near the shore. So a lake it is too deep for rooted plants to grow except near the shore. So the deepest lake is example of deepest lake. It is Lake Superior, one of the five great lakes in the northeastern part of United States. Lake it is a very general term used for any standing water and is generally large enough in area and depth, but irrespective of its hydrology, ecology, and other characteristics. So these water bodies are used primarily for drinking water supplies, irrigation, and or recreation. These water bodies are used primarily for drinking water supplies, irrigation, and or recreation. So marginal aquatic vegetation it is to be promoted because it checks erosion and helps improve water quality. Marginal aquatic vegetation it is to be promoted because it checks erosion and helps improve water quality. So this is the introduction about lake. Lake it is nothing but it is defined as a body of water. So it is defined as any standing water generally large enough in area and also depth, but irrespective of its ecology, hydrology, and other characteristics. So what are the functions of lake? Lakes these are majorly these are used for storage of water. Lakes are used for majorly storage. These are nothing but storage of water. Most riverine lakes play an important role in flood mitigation and groundwater recharge. Most riverine lakes play a very important role in flood mitigation and also groundwater recharge. At the landscape level, large lakes significantly influence microclimate and therefore influence biotic diversity. So, at the landscape level, large lakes significantly influence microclimate and also therefore it will influences biotic diversity. Man-made lakes have been constructed mostly to store seasonally available water and usually for urban water supply and irrigation. So man-made we have different lakes like man-made lakes and river lakes. Man-made lakes these have been constructed mostly to store seasonally available water like rainwater, usually for urban water supply, and these are used for irrigation processes. And also these lakes are used for power generation. It is generally collateral use. So next it is used the groundwater used to recharge the groundwater. Groundwater recharge is taking place by using lakes. So these are the functions of lakes. So these are used as a storage of water, and these are used for power generation. And also man-made lakes these are constructed mostly to to store seasonally available rainwater. So usually this is used for this type of man-made lakes are used for urban water supply and also used for irrigation process. Next is degradation of lakes. Most lakes pollution problems are caused by nutrients. Most lake pollution problems, these are caused by nutrients, contaminants and sediments carried into lakes. So nutrients, contaminants and sediments which are carried into lakes. Nutrients, contaminants and sediments. Contaminants and sediments, major uh, these are the major uh, these are the major problems which are causing the lake pollution. Lake pollution problems, these are caused by nutrients, contaminants as well as sediments. These are carried into lakes, which are carried into lakes. Soil particles, these carry more than 90% of organic nitrogen and phosphorus originating from upland agriculture practices. Soil particles, so the nitrogen and phosphorus, these are rightly adhere to the soil. So that's why the soil particles, more than 90% of the organic nitrogen as well as organic phosphorus originating from upland agriculture practices. These are originating from agriculture practices. These are originating from the fertilizers and pesticides which are used in agriculture industry. So here sediments, these come from all over uh, soil particles. These carry more than 90% of the organic nitrogen and phosphorus, and the sediments come from all over the land. Uh, these have non-point sources, whereas these nutrients can have both non-point and point sources. So nutrients, this can have both the non-point sources as well as point sources. Sediments only, they will come from non-point resources. So in a typical watershed, nutrients may come from sewage, wastewater, agriculture and urban runoff and also atmospheric fallout. So here in a typical watershed, the nutrients may come from the sewage or wastewater, from municipal water and also agriculture, urban runoff and also atmospheric fallout. In recent years, heavy use of fertilizers and pesticides and high rates of soil erosion have increased the severity of the problem, severity of the degradation of lakes. So in recent years, heavy use of fertilizers and pesticides and high rates of soil erosion, this have increased the severity of the problem. High concentration of nitrogen and phosphorus are main causes of algal growth, which results in the deterioration of lake water quality. High concentration of nitrogen, phosphorus are the main causes of algal growth, which results in the deterioration of lake water quality. So these are the some of the reasons. So for the degradation of lakes. So here, washing clothes on lake shores and also buffaloes wading into the lake, and also rain carrying waste into lakes. So trava cultivation in a shallow lakes, this will lead to the degradation of lakes. Lake restoration methods. So next, how to restore the lakes. So lakes restoration methods. Restoration of lakes for improvement of water quality, it requires so the restoration of lakes for improvement in water quality requires therefore interventions that address both the factors responsible for an increase in nutrient load and the accumulated nutrients. So the various lake restoration methods can be considered under two broad categories. So this restoration methods are classified into two categories. First one is preventive or indirect methods. Preventive or indirect method are ameliorative or direct method. So this is two types: indirect method and direct method. Indirect method also called as preventive method. Direct method also called as ameliorative method, restoration method. So this lake reservoir restoration techniques, so these are direct methods and indirect methods. In direct methods, drainage basin alterations by using drainage basin alterations and also diversion of waste, legal control measures. So directive is drainage basin alteration, diversion of waste and legal control measures. These are coming under direct restoration technique. So this the indirect techniques, this is again classified into two types: in lake restoration method, outside lake restoration method. In this in lake restoration method, so this is also classified into three different, like physical method, chemical method and biological method. And also outside lake, also it is classified into three types: chemical, physical and biological. So lake restoration techniques, this is to divided into two types: direct and indirect. Indirect again divided into two types: in lake methods and outside lake methods. In lake and outside lake methods are again classified into three types: physical methods, chemical methods as well as biological methods. So in direct methods, so first one is drainage basin alteration. So preventive or direct methods, in that the first one is drainage basin alteration. So this approach, it is useful primarily for controlling non-point sources of pollution which are incidental to the land use of the drainage basin of the lake. So this approach, it is useful primarily for controlling non-point resources of pollution which are the incidental to land use of the drainage basin of the lake. So in this approach, the non-point sources are controlling. So in this, by using drainage basin alterations, so we can this approach is very useful for controlling non-point sources. The drainage basin alteration involves structural and land treatment measures and also interception of nutrients and sediments before they reach the lake. So drainage basin alteration, it involves the structural and also land treatment measures and interception of nutrients and sediments before they reach into the lake. So here the main soil erosion it management practices including terracing, contour, contour forming, grassed waterways, conservation cropping systems, crop residue management or increases in the amount of residue left after harvesting and creation of shelter belts. So this is about drainage basin alteration, which is a direct method or preventive method. Second one is diversion of waste. So this is a frequently used solution for improving the water quality of eutrophic lakes. In the cases cited, sewage effluents were the main source of lake eutrophication. Diversion of waste. This is the frequently used solution for improving the water quality of eutrophic lakes. So, in this, sewage effluents were the main source of lake eutrophication. So, their diversion resulted in marked improvement in quality as well as measured by increasing in transparency, decrease in phytoplankton biomass, and increase in species diversity. So diversion of waste in this, so this is a frequently used solution for improving water quality. So water quality of eutrophic lakes. So eutrophication, it is takes place by using high nutrients which are from the drainage, sewage, and also agriculture and other runoff. So this the diversion, it is resulted. The diversion of waste, the diversion resulted in a marked improvement in quality as measured by increase. It is increasing transparency, decrease in phytoplankton biomass, and also increase in species diversity. Next one in direct method, legal control measures. Some political ju- jurisdictions can impose legal controls on the land use and discharge of nutrients so as to restrict uses with direct or indirect pollution potential or effects. So this is you are using legal control measures, so we can decrease the nutrients. So we can restrict the uses with direct or indirect pollution potential. Ameliorative or direct methods in the two types: in lake physical methods and In lake chemical methods, in lake physical methods, and in lake chemical and in lake biological methods. So here in lake method, physical methods, these are including mechanical harvesting of biomass, and also lake deeping and dredging, deepening. So by in lake physical methods, these are includes mechanical harvesting of biomass, lake deepening, and admission of unpolluted water. Admission of unpolluted water means we are increasing the dilution and flushing. So here admission of unpolluted waters, and also aeration of water, and hypolimnitic drainage using and also lake drawdown, lake bottom sealing. So these are the some of in-lake physical methods which are under direct methods. So in-lake chemical methods, this includes phosphorus precipitation and use of algicides and herbicides. So by using algicides and herbicides, we can kill the algae and herbicides which are present in lakes. So by using chemical methods also, we can prevent the eutrophication of lakes. We can improve the quality of water. In lake biological methods, this includes species manipulation. It is a main in lake biological method. Species manipulation, it is a main in lake biological method for lake restoration. The method considers the introduction or promotion of organisms that are inimical to the targeted organisms. In nature, predation of by zooplankton and fish species keeps a sort of control on algal populations. So, in nature, predation by zooplankton and fish species keeps a sort of control on algal populations. Biological inlet control measures are still in their infancy and are not widely used. And outside lake physical methods includes mechanical treatment and reduction in sediment input. Mechanical treatment as well as reduction in sediment input. Outside lake chemical methods these are including clarification, active carbon absorption, and also ammonia stripping, nutrient and ion removal, disinfection process. These are outside lake chemical methods. By using disinfection method, we can kill all the microorganisms which are present in water. So this is disinfection process. Next one is outside lake biological methods. By using outside lake methods, so here in this outside lake methods, so primary treatment of seaways, it is achieved with plain sedimentation. Primary treatment of seaways, it is achieved with plain sedimentation. The fresh solids contain most of the settleable solids in the raw wastewater, and aerobic digestion destroys about 67% of volatile matter, and about a quarter of it is converted to fixed solids. Anaerobic digestion, it is destroys about 67% of volatile matter, and about a quarter of it is considered to fixed solids. It is converted to fixed solids. The secondary treatment, it includes trickling filters and activated sludge. The secondary treatment, it is including trickling filters and activated sludge. So advanced waste treatment methods, this process remove more contaminants from wastewater than are usually taken out by conventional secondary treatment plants. So we have three different methods in outside lake: biological methods, primary treatment method, secondary treatment method, and also advanced water treatment method. In primary treatment method, the primary treatment of seaways, it is achieved by with plain sedimentation. So by keeping the water undisturbed for some time, so the large particles which are present in water, they will settle down at the bottom of the tank. So that process is called as sedimentation. So the fresh solids contain most of the settleable solids in raw wastewater. So this will settle down at the bottom of the water any water tank. So the anaerobic digestion, it will destroy about 67% of the volatile matter, and about a quarter of it is converted into fixed solids. Secondary treatment, it includes trickling filters and also activated sludge and advanced wastewater treatment. It is methods. These are the process which are removing the more contaminants from the wastewater. So these are the restoration of lakes, restoration of lake, physical and biological and chemical methods. So these are the two types of methods, direct and indirect. So these are about direct and indirect. In that, outside lake chemical methods and outside lake biological methods. Thank you.
Like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.